shape, although he had to drop out of the US Championships 1500 metres a couple of weeks back with a sore foot. But so we understand back to full fitness now under the tutelage of coach Alberto Salazar. Cam Levin's also in this one for Canada. He's coached by Salazar. Collis Birmingham for Australia in the tall man to the left there in yellow, the taller of the two. The other one is Gallant of South Africa, who was a World Championship finalist last summer at 5,000 metres. Haven't mentioned Andy Vernon, fabulous personal best in his heat. The Nick Bideau coached athlete to get through to this final with 7:45. Had a chat with him yesterday. He said he's felt really strong. Away they go then. Now, will this be a slow faltering affair, or will it be a full-blooded race from the front? Will somebody take it on? Because I'll tell you what, I still think, even at the age of 39, that Bernard Lagat has the legs to outfox and outsprint the majority of this field, Chris.
His racecraft will come into play here, won't it? We took a good close look at him in the qualifying round, on Friday, and he looked as silky smooth as ever. There he is. You can just see that wonderful, effortless stride pattern. Beautiful. Just doesn't seem to waste any energy at all. Looks every day as young as the 19-year-old. He doesn't look 39 years old, let's be honest.
Well, they jogged most of that first lap. Then Choge went to the front, the silver medalist 2 years ago from Kenya. Then Gebri went past him as if to say, no, I think I want to be at the front. And now it's Ibrahimov who's gone to the front of Azerbaijan. So we've had, 4 different leaders in the space of 300 metres in this 3,000 metre final. Ibrahimov got a quick finish, silver medalist in the European Indoors 3,000 a couple of years ago, or 3 years ago now. Andy Vernon has good speed, but not blistering speed. Probably not enough to live with the likes of Choge and Lagat and the two Ethiopians. And I rather thought maybe he would push the pace along a little bit in the first half to keep it honest, although it's very, very early on to be volunteering to run at the front. The only thing is that you keep out of traffic, bad traffic, and you run the shortest line because you can run on right on the curb there. But as I say that, so 183 there, that's Gebriwet, the man who's unbeaten this winter, has been in fabulous form, goes to the front as well. And the pace, well, it's beginning to just raise itself to a degree of respectability. Right at the back of the field there, the other of the Kenyans, that's Caleb Ndiku. Watch him, the 21-year-old. He's a 7:31 man from last year, and recently sharpened up with 1,500 metres in Stockholm. Robertson, the New Zealander there, all in black. He's done well to get through to this final as Zane Robertson, one of a pair of twins. He's a very good 5,000 metre runner, 13:13 outdoors, has good speed at 3:35. And this is a fascinating distance, frankly, 3,000 metres, because it's where middle distance speed and long distance strength meet, a bit like 5,000, but it's a race with all these indoor bends, Chris, that requires, as you said, real racing now. So you have to really concentrate outside and run with your head as much as with your heart and lungs.
And that's why I suspect that the tighter bends, Bernard Lagat has been so successful. Not so much physicality so far in this race. We have seen a lot of championship titles, including the last one in Istanbul, and he knows the difference, of course, between racing outside and indoors, and it is a different animal. The tighter bends. Not so much physicality so far in this race. We have seen a lot of bumping and grinding and barging in the middle distance races so far. To the 3,000 metres.
Well, they went through 1 kilometre in a very slow 2:48. That's outside 8:20 pace, but it's picked up a little bit, 4:28 at 1,600 metres. And now it's Gebriwet at the front, Robertson on his shoulder, well positioned there. There's been a lot of shifting and changing of position with a race as slow as this, as you'd expect. The experienced Bernard Lagat there in about 7th place on the outside in that red strip of the USA, just on the shoulder of Galen Rupp. Andy Vernon boxed on the inside at the moment, but that doesn't matter because they come through now. They've got 6 laps to run. Still a long way to go in this race, and they haven't really, frankly, started racing yet. There's just a lot of chess going on out there, in effect, jostling for position. You can see Bernard Lagat almost at the back there within the space of about 150 metres from 7th place. Look at this, 4 abreast. Robertson hits the front for the first time, and now you get the sense that the impatience is just beginning to leach to the surface in the legs of 1 or 2 of these athletes, and in their heads as well, as Robertson comes towards the line. And this time at 2,000 metres, 5:32. That one 2:43, not much quicker. But now we'll have the racing, and of course the closer they get to the finish, the more the confidence of the likes of Lagat, and maybe the Ethiopians Gebrewet and Gebremeskel will grow, because they all have very fast finishes. Ndiku well positioned, and as each of these little laps clicks by now, and they are small laps, they come through very quickly, so your positioning becomes critically important more and more.
So Gebrewet controlling from the front with 4 laps to go. Lagat just in the middle of that group there in the red vest, 3.99. Again, just oozing class and elegance, isn't he, Lagat? So tall, so upright.
Gebrewet then, with on his shoulder the tall figure of Ndiku. He's tough to get past. Gebremeskel moving around the outside. Choge is there as well in 4th place. Lagat coming through down the outside with the Rupp moving onto his shoulder and running very wide as they go around this bend. Look at that, Rupp way out in lane 3. Andy Vernon right at the back at the moment, just behind Cam Levins of Canada. He's got some running to do as they head down the back straight. This is getting very, very tight indeed. All 12 are still there because nobody's really cut loose yet, and now Ndiku does. Hits the front for the first time, and all of a sudden there's a bit of panic in the pack. Lagat still some way back, although he's off the curb, he's well positioned, and as they come through now with 2 laps to run, Andy Vernon being left for pace at the moment. Down the back straight, it's still Ndiku. Rupp into 3rd place, Lagat moving up to 4th. So easy to forget that Lagat is the 2nd fastest 1500 metre man in history. He moves almost effortlessly. They're sliding through onto the shoulder of Ndiku. They come into the straight for the final time. Nobody's hit top speed yet. The big 4 are there. Ndiku's there. Lagat on his shoulder. And then 182 going through in 3rd place is Gebremeskel with Gebrewet in 4th place. Rupp now moves into 4th place, and Lagat down the back straight surely will have the leg of this final bend. Looking for championship title number 4 is Bernard Lagat. He's 3 away. Rupp has got a bit of make-up. He wants to get a medal, but Ndiku kicks again, and the youngster's got the legs on this occasion. He's outraced them all. As Ndiku, Bernard Lagat takes the silver, and the Ethiopian they're coming through for 3rd place, I think, was Gebrewet. But 7:54.95, that final lap, 26.5 I got it at. Goodness me. Gebremeskel taking the bronze medal behind Ndiku. Kenya have gold at these championships, and Ndiku, well, I wouldn't say that he was unheralded, the 21-year-old. He was the winner of the African Games and African Championship titles at 1,500 metres while still a teenager. And I think maybe they underestimated his speed there through those final 150 or so. That's a comfortable winning margin. Rupp in 4th place. Gebrewet comes through for 5th. But it was a speedster's race, and those without blistering pace really didn't do themselves any favour by not taking the race by the horns, perhaps mid-race, and pushing it along, and at least asking a question of those with real speed.